everyone, and welcome to 9 on the Positive Side. I'm Courtney Courtwright. Thank you so much for joining us. Mother's Day is Sunday. There's your reminder. The spotlight is on local businesses that specialize in creating experiences as memorable as they are meaningful. Elena Verdine shows us how the perfect Mother's Day can be found, all while supporting local businesses where you live.
Step into the Painted Peacock, Greenville's paint your own pottery studio. With hundreds of pieces to choose from, there's something for everyone and every experience level.
We have everything ranging from, big plates and platters to banks and figurines, coffee mugs, little trinket dishes.
And of course, plenty of options to either create for your mom or to share the experience of creating art together.
I think a handmade, hand-painted gift goes a really long way. Kind of translating your feelings for mom into like a creative art project almost.
You can even gift experiences for a mom looking to relax, like the Unwind class.
We do complimentary wine for that, and that is more of like a guided project.
There are perfect opportunities to connect as a family and try something new.
Kind of unwind, relax, let us take care of you.
With roots that reach almost 50 years deep, Plant and See in Winterville is ready to help you fill your home and yard with all things plants.
For Mother's Day, we have some special things to stock the nursery with. We're going to have a fresh crop of our beautiful hydrangeas. We also have all kinds of plant-related jewelry and other kind of more gifty items.
Even if you've never cared for a plant, or maybe you've even killed a few, a visit to the nursery can be cathartic.
Just taking a stroll through the shrub field or the flowers brings people a lot of joy.
But the true beauty of flowers and plants isn't just in the petals or stems. It's what they symbolize, what they remind you of, and the memories that can blossom.
There are certain flowers in particular that make people think specifically of their grandmother who grew it in their yard or had it as a houseplant, and sometimes people are able to pass those houseplants down from generation to generation.
If you're looking to sweeten up this Mother's Day with something as original and unique as your mother, look no further than Sweetie Treats Custom Decor and more. If you can dream it, owner and CEO Artisha Blunt can create it.
I'm doing everything from cookies, cakes, candy, fruit, cheesecakes, all different types of things.
From colors to candies to designs, cards, drinks, the possibilities are endless.
When you receive a box and it's like cookies and pretzels and pineapples and chocolate-covered strawberries and oh my goodness, you're like, wait a minute, where did this come from? It's not too many places you're going to find that. Businesses
like Sweetie Treats are there to make special occasions like Mother's Day unforgettable with intricate arrays of sweetness, full of passion and details.
We can go grab flowers, a card, and anything, but when you take time, oh, this is her favorite color, this is her favorite flower, this is her favorite cookie, this is her favorite cupcake, different things like that, and it's all about her in that moment. That's perfect. I think that's perfect. That's what makes it a perfect gift.
And that was 9 on Your Side's anchor, Elena Verdine. To read more about these businesses or to find features about other small businesses in Eastern North Carolina, just go over to WNCT.com. We're going to move over now to Arkansas. A 9-year-old hopes to inspire other children his age by working on a book about his dream job. Solomon Donahoe debuted the first chapter of his book, The Legend of DJ Awesome. The book details his hopes of becoming a DJ. He also wants the book to serve as a guide for other children.
Well, I like legends, I like superheroes, and I like DJs. So I wanted to combine them all together to get The Legend of DJ Awesome.
He is working on a book drive to give away 1,000 books by the beginning of next school year to local students who may not be able to afford a book of their own. Headed to Alabama now. Once a child who struggled to communicate, a young girl from Alabama is sharing her journey through life in a series of books. As a toddler, her mother noticed that Braylon Camille had limited ability to focus and respond to direction. She was diagnosed with autism at the age of 4. She showed the desire and the ability to write down her thoughts, though, about struggling to be included by other kids her age. Her parents say they guided Braylon to use her unique skills to publish a series of books that shares her story of acceptance.
Kind of took those the stereotypical thoughts and kind of what people assumed that she wouldn't be able to do currently or even in the future. And I removed all of that, and I just let her be her own person, and that's what I got. And I got an author out of this.
Braylon says she wants to use her books to create a Netflix series to influence other children with autism to express themselves and explore the world. Some reading lessons you get in a classroom. Some are learned best by man's best friend. Chad Tucker takes us to Stokes County now, where reading buddies come with 4 legs.
So it's called the Reading Buddies program, and we have kids come in and read to the puppies and kittens.
Until the cops were trapped.
They may be little readers,
Jack's hands were shaking.
but they're making a big difference.
It's great socialization for the animals. It's a win-win situation, definitely.
First put polish.
Each Wednesday, 3rd graders from Walnut Cove Elementary find a spot with their favorite book.
They are able to read comfortably to the animals.
Fletcher looked sadly.
To read to the young ears of 4-legged friends.
Whales swim.
The puppies and kittens and dogs and cats do not judge the kids. They can stay here until they find a home.
All available at the Stokes Adoption Center
Shelly and Rosie, they're best friends.
of the Friends of the Stokes Shelter,
We can house 16 dogs and 16 cats.
a nonprofit no-kill center.
And guinea pigs and rabbits and ferrets and things like that count as cats.
And they all seem to be good listeners.
Who wants to pet the dogs?
Well, some of them.
It's much more comfortable to read in front of animals because of the judgment-free zone. You know they're not going to correct you and they're not going to laugh at you.
Feeling better soon.
While the turn of each page is helping these furry friends become more social,
Was taken as shock.
the kids are becoming stronger readers and learning life lessons along the way.
When they leave here, they're so excited and they feel good about what they've done.
In Stokes County, looking for Roy's folks.
I think the kids understand when they leave here what a good thing they're doing for the animals,
Chad Tucker,
but I think it's definitely a win-win situation.
Fox 8 News.
You know, maybe they don't understand right away what a good thing the animals are doing for them.
The Reading Buddies program at the Stokes Animal Adoption Center was started by Girl Scout Maddie Joyce. You can learn more about this program and the Animal Adoption Center by visiting friendsofthestokesshelter.com. Next, we are celebrating 2 milestone birthdays. Hear from 2 people about the secrets to a long and happy life. In Missouri, a grocery store was happy to help celebrate a customer's 102nd birthday. Country Mart in Forsyth hosted a birthday party for World War II veteran Rodney Parsons. It was complete with presents and what you're seeing right there, scratch tickets. Country Mart says he's been a regular for years and walks or drives to the store every day just to have breakfast.
I told you I had good immunity, and I was very good at dodging husbands.
Employees say Parsons is not just a customer. He's part of their family. Another birthday to celebrate now. This one is over in Maine. World War II veteran Alan Gagnon is celebrating turning 100 years old. He attributes his life of hard work to his longevity. From working on a farm and upselling apples as a child to his time in the Army and renovating homes, into his 80s, he really is no stranger to hard work. He says he's looking forward to celebrating more birthdays to come. Helping individuals and their families impacted by autism. Next on 9 on the Positive Side, we sit down with the founder of ACEs for Autism to learn more about their mission. In this week's Connecting the Community, a place in Eastern North Carolina is supporting individuals and their families who are impacted by autism. I sat down with the founder of ACEs for Autism earlier this week to talk about their mission and what they have in store for the future.
ACEs for Autism is a nonprofit that serves Eastern North Carolina. The journey of ACEs for Autism started with our son Samuel, who was diagnosed at 18 months old, and what our family went through, my wife and I, Bobby, we saw a need that needed to be met in Eastern North Carolina. It started with the tennis tournament. That's how you got the name ACEs for Autism, and it has snowballed since then into what it is today.
and really has grown. And for people who don't know, you opened up a new facility, a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, we started serving kids in February at our new facility, which is 32,000 square feet. Our vision when we started the organization was to have a facility second to none on the eastern coast. Due to this community, amazing community, that vision has become a reality. We have a grocery store in it, a barber shop, a dental office, apartment, pediatrician's office, and a lot of other specialty spaces to meet each individual's needs on the autism spectrum.
You had an idea, and now to see it all come to life.
It's really cool just to be part of it. My wife and I, we were in a Bible study at the time called the Circle Maker, and God really laid on our hearts at that time to start a nonprofit to serve children and families impacted by autism, and we said yes to that kind of calling, and people in this community has said yes to that vision.
And to make an impact, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really indescribable, and we say that all the time. Being a parent ourselves with a child on the autism spectrum, when your child reaches a new milestone, it's a celebration and it's a feeling that's indescribable. So now to be able to pay it forward and serve children and families and see the expressions on their face and the joy that they have when their child meets a milestone is really, really cool to be a part of.
So the mission is really big here.
It is, and our ultimate goal is, we started out serving children, is really to serve from diagnosis through the lifespan. So with the opening of our new facility now, we're starting to work on plans to serve adults with autism because, there's a huge need. We've made a lot of progress over the last 10 years with services for children and teenagers with autism, but once individuals turn 21, there's not a lot out there. So we're excited to be able to serve the adult population in the future.
And you have a big fundraiser that's coming up in the fall, right?
October. When we started ACEs for Autism, again, it started with a tennis tournament at Baywood Racket Club and a dinner at ECU at Harvey Hall. The second year we moved it to the convention center where it still is today. But that's our big fundraiser, which really helps us operate throughout the year. In previous years, we've had Tim Tebow, we've had Lori Unum, who's an autism mom who speaks all over the country and has a powerful story. Christopher Duffley, who's blind and autistic. And this year, we're excited to have Sadie Robertson Huff, who's a Christian motivator speaker and podcaster. She's got a great story and is going to just share the message of hope, and we're super excited about that coming up this October.
And that takes a lot of planning, I'm sure, from start to finish.
It does. We rely heavily on volunteers. We have a silent auction that is really big, a live auction, and then obviously we have companies that sponsor the event, and then we do a lot of stuff for families kind of woven throughout that, like all our kids that we serve make pottery and paint the pottery that we have as centerpieces, and typically we have around 1,000 people for. It's a big undertaking.
Yeah, so how can people buy tickets? How can they get involved?
Yeah, you can go to our website, acesforautismnc.com, follow our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You could also email us at info@acesforautismnc.com. To get more sponsorship information. And it's a event that obviously raises funds for ACEs for Autism, but also shares the stories of so many families. And the unique thing about autism is it's a spectrum disorder. There's a saying in the autism community, if you've met one individual with autism, you've met one individual. Their needs, their strengths, how individuals can contribute to their community is all different. So we highlight and allow families to share their story at our banquet, and also really to celebrate all the things that God has done throughout the past year.
One of the Olympians chasing gold this summer will be a Jacksonville resident. We'll check in with her next. The Paris Olympics get started in less than 80 days, and of the Americans hoping to bring home gold is BMX rider and Jacksonville resident Hannah Roberts. While gold is the goal here, Hannah says she is more focused on the journey, not the outcome. It's a journey that started more than a decade ago right here in Eastern North Carolina. Anchor Ken Watlington has this story.
My favorite thing about BMX is, in general, is the community and the adrenaline. Like, those two things you can't beat. You can't find it anywhere else. Gets you all crazy feeling inside. Makes you feel invincible.
At just 22 years old, Hannah Roberts is one of the best BMX riders on the planet. She's won 5 world championships and a silver medal in the BMX freestyle at the Tokyo Olympics 3 years ago.
I put so much pressure on myself to get the gold that when I didn't, it was just like, what do I do now? So I just sit with that for a little bit. I think that this time around, no matter what I get, I'll end up being happier because I'm more focused on the journey than the result, the outcome.
It's a journey with roots in eastern North Carolina. Hannah's first ever competition came in November of 2012 in downtown Greenville, when the then 11-year-old competed in the beginner class of the Trans Jam series.
It wasn't that scary because I had a lot of people supporting me, so it just inspired me to come back.
This just a few months after a major setback. Hannah fractured her T4 vertebrae when her bike fell on top of her in the summer of 2012. She had been BMX riding for just a year and a half, only to find herself in a brace from her neck down to her lower back.
It feels really good because now I get to do what I love again and without being hurt.
Hannah would take first place in her first competition. Fast forward to today, her journey finds her back in eastern North Carolina, living here and training for the upcoming Olympics.
Man, I itch for it. That sounds crazy, but I purposely go to the session and I'm like, you know what, 1% better. And if I could do something that scares me, it's a solid day.
Hannah now calls Jacksonville home. She makes the drive to Wilmington to train in her coach's backyard.
I have to make sure my sessions count because it's an hour one way, and try to ride for at least 3.5 hours. Some days obviously doesn't work that way. Some days I'll be starting to drive down there and then North Carolina happens and it'll randomly start raining. And it's like, dang it, I gotta turn around. But yeah, a lot of time in the car.
The trips to train are just part of Hannah's journey to Paris. And despite that initial disappointment of winning silver in Tokyo, Hannah says her mindset is different this time around.
Just enjoy the journey. I would love a gold medal. My background on my phone's the gold medal for Paris. I'm trying to manifest it, I'm trying to work for it, but I don't want that to be my only reason to go. I also want to make my family and my country and my team and everybody proud, and just make my sport proud by being the best person I can be.
While Hannah now lives and trains right here in North Carolina, this is how she's being celebrated in her hometown of Buchanan, Michigan. A mural of her on the side of a business. She and the rest of Team USA go for the gold starting July 26th. And thank you so much for joining us for 9 on the positive side.
Officer Stone, hey.
You're getting a call.
We need your assistance.
We need to go.
Yes.
We gotta go.
Please respond.
Let's go. Let's go, Stone. Go, follow me.
Go, Officer Stone. We're ending with Make-A-Wish granting this young boy his dream, being a police officer for the day. Have a great weekend, everyone.